Hello guys and girls, it is I, Aaron Lee here, and today I'm doing a video called Batman Arkham Knight Discussion number 2, the second update on Batman Arkham Knight. I was looking this game up on Facebook page, and it says about Batman Arkham Knight, a video game. And I'm Aaron Halo 18, by the way, or you can call me Aaron Lee on YouTube, that is. And I'll start reading now. Here it goes. Batman Arkham Knight is an upcoming action-adventure video game being developed by Rocksteady Studios and published by Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One video game consoles and Microsoft Windows. Based on the DC Comics superhero Batman, it is the successor to Warner Brothers Games Montreal's 2013 video game Batman Arkham Origins, and the fourth main installment in the Batman Arkham series. And yes, Batman Arkham Knight is the final Batman game by Rocksteady. And I guess it's the final game for good. I don't know what they're doing next, afterwards. And I heard that this Batman Arkham Knight will be at E3 next week on the Arkham Insider episode 6, I believe. And it's a special E3 version. And I'm really looking forward to this game. And I'm sure they'll probably show more trailers and announcement trailers and all that kind of stuff. And this game is written by Shafton Hill, Martin Lancaster, and Paul Crocker. Arkham Knight is based on the franchise's long-running comic book mythos, meaning mythology, set 1 year after the events of 2011's Batman Arkham City. The game's main storyline follows Batman as he confronts the Scarecrow, who has launched an attack on Gotham City. And he's using his fear toxin to unleash an attack on Gotham City. And of course, Batman is trying to defeat him so he doesn't cause damage to his city. And also, they want to kill Batman in this game. All the villains want Batman dead in this game. And there's a lot of rumors out there that people are convinced that Batman's going to die in this game. But I don't think he will. I think he'll live. I'll continue reading now. Causing a city-wide evacuation. And, oh yeah, it is free roamable, and you can explore all of Gotham in this game. And I hope that you can explore the Batcave, the complete full Batcave, and the Wayne Manor, and I'm sure you get to check out the Wayne, the business buildings too, the Wayne Tower building, and I'll continue reading now. So here it goes. I just wanted to share some information. I'm looking forward to this game, and I hope I can get it the minute it comes out. I mean, June 23rd is when it comes out of this year, even though it was delayed from October of last year. But it's good. It's coming out, and I hope I get all. I hope I get the Harley Quinn story pack and the Red Hood story pack, and all the alternate skin DLC too. And I hope I can get the season pass for this game as well. and I even entered it to win the collector's edition of this game from ZNT Comics. And I will also watch Caboose XBL, and they even have a podcast called the Arkham Knights or something like that. And Caboose XBL will be at E3 next year. I mean next week. I mean because E3 does start on Monday next week. And yeah, and I'll continue reading now. Aided by the mysterious Arkham Knight, an original character created for the game, the Scarecrow unites Batman's greatest foes in a plot to finally kill the Dark Knight. The game is presented from the third-person perspective, with a primary focus on Batman's combat and stealth abilities, detective skills, and gadgets that can be used in both combat and exploration. Arkham Knight also introduces the Batmobile as a playable vehicle which can be used for transportation or combat. The game expands Batman's arsenal of gadgets and combat attacks and offers a more open-world structure, allowing the player to complete the side missions away from the primary storyline. I'm still here, guys and girls. That's what I like to call you, people on YouTube. And I guess there's a Facebook page of Arkham Knight. I got their information from Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. I'm pretty excited about this game. I know I keep saying that, but I am. Gameplay. Batman Arkham Knight is set within Gotham City, and there's a picture of him gliding right next to the gameplay article. And below the picture says, Batman Arkham Knight lets the player glide Batman all throughout the city using his cape, which is open to the player from the beginning of the game, allowing them to travel freely anywhere within its boundaries. There are no loading transitions while moving anywhere in the game. Many of the gadgets and the gameplay elements from the previous Arkham games return, including the grapple gun, line launcher, batarangs, the countering system, and detective vision. The disruptor rifle can be used to disable or detonate enemy weapons and drone turrets. Booby-trap weapon crates to stalk enemies who attempt to arm themselves, and tag vehicles for Batman to track. Meaning you can tag other vehicles with the Batmobile in the game to track, I guess. Batman can use some gadgets while gliding, such as batarangs or the line launcher. The player can fly Batman throughout the city using his cape, with gliding now allowing for faster, longer, sustained flights, steeper dives, and higher climbs. The grapple gun can now be used to instantly switch directions during a glide, as well as being fired twice while in the air to change grappling moves together. There is also a new batarang sensor that can be thrown out to gain intel on the surrounding area. Changes to the combat system include the ability to combine attacks on prone enemies without interrupting the streak. Batman can counter enemy attacks and throw them into other enemies for increased damage. Typical enemies are now capable of performing a charge and tackle attack only used by larger enemies in previous games. Precision timed dodging and a batarang can instantly defeat some charging enemies. Batman can now access crates from far away, allowing him to roll forward and immediately get under the crate if in range instead of having to be right on top of them, while also initiating multiple takedowns from within them. Arkham Knight introduced the Fear Takedown, where Batman can subdue up to 3 enemies simultaneously as long as he remains undetected. Time is slowed after each takedown, allowing the player to target the next enemy. Hazardous items within the area, such as power generators, can be integrated into combat for environmental attacks. Batman is also capable of disarming enemies, welding items like baseball bats, and using the acquired weapon on several foes before it breaks. Some enemies are armed with guns, which significantly damage Batman. Arkham Knight introduced dual play, in which players can seamlessly to switch control of Batman to one of his allies, Batman, Nightwing, or Catwoman, while in free flow combat. Each successful uninterrupted attack adds to the player's combat score, which carries over between each controlled character and unlocks double team takedowns on opponents at higher scores. Arkham Knight features side missions, which can be attempted at any time and feature prominent characters from the Batman universe. One such character, the Riddler, provides 243 optional Riddler challenges to solve. These challenges consist of collecting trophies hidden in the city through the use of gadgets or the Batmobile to disable traps and barriers, and underground races for the Batmobile, where the environmental obstacles change each lap. Batman is able to investigate crimes such as murders using his scanner to locate clues and identify the perpetrators. The game also features a controller rumble driven hacking minigame. After completing the story mode, a new game plus mode is unlocked, like the other games did, enabling the player to replay the game with all of the gadgets, experience, abilities, and Riddler trophies that they have attained. Batmobile. The game introduces Batman's car, the Batmobile, as a drivable vehicle. The bulletproof Batmobile can be summoned to the player's location at will while on foot, or if airborne, the car can be sent to meet Batman as he lands. The vehicle features the ability to perform jumps, speed boosts, rotate on the spot, smash through objects like barricades and trees, and fire missiles that can immobilize enemy vehicles. Batman can eject from the Batmobile and immediately begin gliding around Gotham City. Some enemies will run away at the sight of the vehicle, eliminating the need for Batman to fight them. And enemies attacking the car can be subdued by its automated taser defenses like Batman. The Batmobile can be upgraded with new abilities. Riddler trophies also feature objects requiring the Batmobile, such as a timed race in an underground tunnel that uses radar pulses to change parts of the track. The Batmobile has two modes, which can be switched into at any time: Pursuit and Battle. Pursuit is for moving from area to area and completing specific driving challenges. In battle mode, the Batmobile becomes more tank than car, allowing a full 360-degree range of movement, including strafing in any direction, while revealing the multiple weapon systems on board, including a Vulcan cannon, a Vulcan gun for quick damage, a 60 mm hyper velocity gun for tank busting, missiles for wide ranging damage, and a non-lethal riot suppressor. Additional upgrades to the vehicle include an EMP device, electromagnetic pulse device, which releases an electric pulse used to temporarily stun enemy drones, and the drone virus, which allows the player to override the weapon systems of enemy vehicles and cause them to attack each other. The Batmobile can also be controlled remotely, be driven indoor locations, and help with solving the game's puzzles, such as lowering and accessibility in inaccessible elevator, which is a attached winch. The Batwing can also be used in conjunction with the Batmobile. The synopsis, meaning the story of the game. The characters. Characters. Batman Arkham Knight features Batman Kevin Conroy, a superhero trained to peak of human physical and mental perfection, and an expert in martial arts. He is aided by his friend, Police Commissioner James Gordon, Jonathan Banks, Gordon's daughter, Barbara, who assists Batman covertly as the hacker Oracle, Ashley Green, and Green has an E at the end. Robin, Matthew Macer, Nightwing, Scott Porter, Azrael, Kahari, Payton, and Catwoman, Batman's loyal butler, Alfred Pennyworth, and Lucius Fox provide Batman with tactical support. Arkham Knight brings Batman into conflict with the supervillains Scarecrow, John Noble, Penguin, Nolan North, Two-Face, Troy Baker, Harley Quinn, Tara Strong, Riddler, Wally Wingert, Firefly, and Poison Ivy, Taza Valenzina, Zia. The game introduced the villain. I didn't say that name right. I don't know how to say it. The game introduces the villain Arkham Knight, a character created specifically for the game by Rocksteady, DC Comics, CCO, and comic book writer Geoff Johns, and DC co-publisher and comic artist Jim Lee. The Arkham Knight is described as a militarized version of Batman. Batman with the A logo of the Arkham Asylum facility worn as an emblem on his chest. Setting. 1 year after the death of the Joker, during the events of Arkham City, Batman is struggling to come to terms with the absence of his nemesis and the uncomfortable feeling that the pair shared a bond deeper than either could admit. Without the Joker's chaotic presence, Gotham's citizens have never felt safer, and crime in the city has dramatically declined. However, this gives Batman's enemies, including Penguin, Two-Face, and Harley Quinn, a chance to unite with the singular goal of killing Batman. On Halloween night, Scarecrow threatens the city with his newly created strain of fear toxin and bombs planted throughout Gotham, forcing the evacuation of the city's 6 million civilians. Only criminals remain in the city, leaving Commissioner Gordon and the Gotham City Police Department outnumbered. Anticipating a new threat, Batman continues to develop crime-fighting technology and maintains a vigil over the city. Arkham Knight's Gotham City is approximately 5 times the scale of the open-air Arkham City prison in Arkham City. The game takes place in the center of the city, which is split into 3 island areas, with various districts such as the neon-tinged Chinatown and the industrial shipping yard. Oracle has set up or communications headquarters in the Gotham Clock Tower, which also houses a makeshift Batcave. Development. In August 2012, Paul Dini, writer of the first two games in the Arkham series, said he would not be involved in writing a sequel to Arkham City. He did not write any of that game's downloadable content, including the story-based Harley Quinn's Revenge downloadable content, and said that Warner Brothers and Rocksteady suggested he accept other work if offered. Rocksteady opted to use its own team of writers, headed by game director Shafton Hill and returning writer Paul Crocker, with script elements by Martin Lancaster. Geoff Johns served as a consultant on the plot. Arkham Knight was announced in March 2014, following the leaked marketing material at the end of February, with series creators Rocksteady Studios returning to develop the game following the development of 2013's Batman Arkham Origins. Okay, where should I? More. Left arrow back. Left arrow back, right? Right, sorry about that, guys. Other hand forward. And I usually say thank you to my mom. And she usually says you're welcome. By Warner Brothers Games, Montreal. Arkham Knight is described as the concluding chapter of the Arkham series from Rocksteady. They had a final finale for the series in mind since the development of Arkham City. Kevin Conroy returns as the voice of Batman, having done so in Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, after stating at the 2013 Dallas Comic-Con, Dallas meaning Texas, that he had been working on the next Arkham. This statement led to speculation that he would reprise his role as Batman in Arkham Origins, which was not the case. Rocksteady decided early on in development to make Arkham Knight only for the then upcoming next generation of consoles, meaning a PS4, Xbox One, and PC, which was considered to allow them to focus on using the system resources to their fullest without running in their ideas to accommodate the older generation systems, meaning PS3 and Xbox 360. The game allows for up to 5 times the number of on-screen enemies as were possible in Arkham City, and riots can feature up to 50 on-screen enemies interacting with the environment to smash items and spray graffiti. The technical changes also allowed for cutscenes to be rendered in real time in the game engine, where previous installments had used pre-rendered videos to compensate, describing the scale of difference between Arkham Knight and earlier games. Lead character artist Albert Flui said that a single character model, that's my phone going off, guys. Sorry about that. I'll continue now. Said that a single character model in Arkham Knight could contain the same amount of polygons it used to render the entirety of Arkham Asylum's environment. Arkham Knight is the first in the series to use the Apex physics simulation engine to have items like cloth, such as Batman's cape, react realistically to movement or wind. Warner Brothers supported Rocksteady's concept for the game. But both parties felt that 3 years was too long to wait between games. So Warner Brothers Games Montreal was tasked with creating the prequel, Arkham Origins, to fill the gap. This game will not feature a multiplayer component. As Hill explained, this is a single-player game. There is no multiplayer. Right at the start, this was our vision. It's going to take all of our effort for all of this time. We don't have the time to do multiplayer. The team plans to focus on making the best single-player experience we can. We don't feel that it needs a multiplayer element. Warner Brothers backed that up right at the start. I gotta talk a little loud. It's quite noisy here. Design Batman's Batmobile was an aspect of the character that Rocksteady had wanted to include in its other Arkham games, but were limited by technical constraints. The designers who worked in conjunction with DC choose to look at their earlier design from Arkham Asylum instead of models from the history of Batman comics and media, and evolved that to meet the necessary gameplay requirements. The vehicle was designed to integrate with Batman's on-foot traversal without being a burden. Hill stated, "We didn't want it to be like, okay, the Batmobile is so good, I'll just stay in that all the time. Or Batman is so powerful gliding around, I won't be using the Batmobile." There's a definite need to use both of those. The world challenges were set out on the vertical and horizontal plane to discourage players from using only one form of movement, with the Batmobile providing a faster method for moving larger distances. It can be summoned with a button press, and Batman can both enter and be ejected from it quickly, with ejection allowing the character to begin gliding instantly. Unlike Arkham Origins, Arkham Knight does not feature a fast travel system, as the designers considered moving around the city to be part of the game, and allowing players to skip that would distract from the experience. During early development, Rocksteady placed a prototype Batmobile in the existing Arkham City map. and learned that the claustrophobic city designed for Batman to glide and grapple did not work well for driving a vehicle. Gotham City was thus redesigned with wider streets to allow space for the Batmobile and other street traffic to drive without colliding into walls. And buildings were made taller to accommodate the vehicle's ejection ability. Buildings hit by the vehicle suffer cosmetic damage without slowing the car, as it was considered that being impeded by a collision while turning a corner would diminish the power fantasy of driving the Batmobile. To redesign Gotham City, the designers attempted to build on the previous game's Gothic architecture while making a more believable and dense city, alongside minor elements like neon lights, billboard advertising, and American-style cars. The team developed ideas for shops that could be found in the city, while retaining a grimy dystopian theme. Describing the design, Hugo said, "Every kind of element we've added in there makes the entire experience feel a little out of time. You couldn't pinpoint whether it's 20 years ago. 20 years ago now, or in 10 years' time. In 10 years' time, we want to make sure the world is rich and full of interesting things to do," Hill said. "We're not trying to create the biggest open-world game ever. We are trying to create a really rich, vibrant, dense open world." Batman's armor was redesigned to match that of the Batmobile to make them appear visually similar, featuring the same shapes and material textures, and appear functionally compatible with the high-speed methods in which the character enters and exits the vehicle. The design also added armor over Batman's shoulders, covering the previously exposed cape to make it appear more feasible that it could hold Batman's weight without failing during gliding. For other returning characters, art director David Hugel said that the designs were conceived to keep them interesting after players had seen them several times before in previous games. While the game's on a manual setting, meaning the weather, also necessitated a change in character clothing over the winter setting of Arkham City. Necessitated a change in character clothing over the winter setting of Arkham City. The Penguin lost his long coat and was made to look dirtier, his clothing showing signs of sweat and food stains, and his head was shaved. For Two-Face, the designers felt the character did not require changing significantly, and instead emphasizes existing character traits, particularly his disfigured flesh, using references of burnt flesh as inspiration. Similarly, they wanted to retain the typical Riddler characterizations like green shirts, immortalized, nosed with question marks, but instead had the character design evolve throughout the game, modifying his own costume in response to the events of the plot. That music. Mark Arnold returns to compose the music for the game, having worked on Arkham Asylum and Arkham City previously. Arnold is helped by David Buckley, replacing Ron Fish, who had worked with Arnold on the previous games. Arnold stated, "One of the good things about doing a sequel is you get the opportunity to redo things you wished you changed, to revisit things. I didn't quite do that track as good as I could. So let's do a version of that. Let's improve it. We have a set of material that we want to keep consistent, like the Batman theme. We wanted to keep that theme and tailor it more to the story for this game. How can we get the Scarecrow element out of that one theme?" Arnold added that Buckley was willing to work within the music he had already created, as opposed to wanting to add his own personal touch to it. Buckley received Arnold's work from Arkham Asylum to help create new variations on the chords and melody from the original theme. Release. Batman Arkham Knight is scheduled for release on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Microsoft Windows on June 23rd, 2015. The game was originally scheduled to be released on October 14th, 2014, which in turn was delayed to June 2nd, 2015. On the delay, Rocksteady marketing game manager Guy Perkins stated, if we didn't give the team more time to do it, then we would be releasing something that we weren't happy with. We want to make sure we're absolutely nailing it 100%. In the UK, the Microsoft Windows version is only available as a digital release. 2 collector's editions were also announced. The limited edition contains the game in a steelbook case, an 80-page concept art book, an Arkham Knight issue 0 comic book, 3 alternate costumes for Batman based on DC Comics, the new 52, and a statue of Batman. The Batmobile edition contains the limited edition items, but replaces the Batman statue with a transformable Batmobile statue. In addition, a series edition comic bundle was also released exclusively on Amazon.com. The edition featured the game, the first appearance skit, based on Batman's first appearance in Detective Comics issue 27, and a limited edition 25th anniversary version of Arkham Asylum, a serious house on Sirius Earth. The graphic novel for which the Batman Arkham series is loosely based, a limited edition PlayStation 4, was also released, featuring a steel gray console and controller with a custom Batman faceplate. In February 2015, it was revealed that Arkham Knight had received a mature rating from the ESRB rather than the teen ratings previous installments in the franchise held. Hill and the Rocksteady team were caught off guard by the rating. Hill explained that they did not create the game with a specific rating in mind, but that it's unavoidable that some bad stuff is going to happen. But that doesn't mean we change our approach. We're not concluding gracious blood or swearing. We want to deliver a true end with no compromises. And it takes us to some dark places. Although he did not elaborate which content in particular triggered the M rating, Hill did not note that a ratings analyst by Warner Brothers indicated that the content of certain key scenes in the game could have an impact on its rating. The team decided to maintain the offending content so that it would not jeopardize their vision for the game and its thematics. In an in-depth explanation of the game's content, the ESRB revealed the existence of scenes where players can shoot unarmed characters and a hostage, and torture scenes taking place on a bodily operating table, as well as using a vehicle's wheel. Additional content. Harley Quinn is a playable character via downloadable content and a story-driven mission, featuring her own weapons and abilities. The content also includes 4 challenge maps for the character. The Quinn-centric DLC follows the character as she infiltrates the city of Bloodhaven to assault the police station and rescue her partner in crime, Poison Ivy. Red Hood is also a playable character via a pre-order downloadable content in a story-driven mission. The Scarecrow Nightmare DLC depicts a Gotham City that has succumbed to the Scarecrow's fear gas, transforming it into a twisted nightmare image of itself. Overseen by a towering Scarecrow and his undead army, the Wayne Tech Booster Pack provides the player with 4 upgrades for Batman and the Batmobile on the onset, as opposed to earning them by progressing through the game. Additional content. Additional content will be made available via the game's season pass, which includes story-driven missions, challenge maps for Batman and his allies, Batmobile racetracks, and skins for Batman. Skins meaning his costumes, different costumes. His allies in the Batmobile. The story-driven missions include Batgirl, A Matter of Family, featuring Barbara Gordon as Batgirl. This is before she is Oracle. As a playable character in a prequel story set in a new location before the events of the Arkham series. The season of infamy, where the player as Batman goes up against legendary supervillains invading Gotham City with new story arcs, missions, and gameplay features, and Gotham City stories, where players control Batman's allies in story missions that take place before and after the events of Arkham Knight. A number of alternate outfits and designs were made available for Batman, Robin, Nightwing, Catwoman, and the Batmobile. Batman skins include designs worn in the 1960s TV series, Justice League 3000, Batman Beyond, The Dark Knight Returns, the first appearance design and 3 based on the New 52. For the Batmobile, include one based on the 1960s TV series and a prototype version. Marketing. The game was originally scheduled to be released during Batman's 75th anniversary celebration in 2014, and as a result, DC presented the Cape/Cowl/Curate art exhibit at San Diego Comic-Con International in July 2014. The exhibit will feature contemporary artist painting on a cape and cowl designed by Asher Levine and based on the Batsuit from the game. In December 2014, a prequel digital-first comic was announced, written by Peter J. Tomasa, with art by Victor Bogdanovic and Art Thurbet, and covers by Dan Panonison. The comic picks up after the events of Arkham City and was released digitally in February 2015. The first print release featuring a collection of the digital issues in March 2015. Tomasa said the comic has contained arcs, but there is an overarching story that goes right to the launch of the game and beyond. A novelization of the game written by comic book writer Marv Wolfman is scheduled to be released alongside the game in April 2015. A second comic, Batman Arkham Knight Genesis, was announced, centered around the origin of the Arkham Knight. The 6-issue monthly miniseries, written once by Tomasa, with art by Alison Borges, will be released starting in July 2015. In May 2015, a life-size replica of the Batmobile from the game, designed by West Coast Customs, was on display at MCM London Comic-Con. Reception. Batman Arkham Knight received Game Informer's Award for Best Action Game seen at E3 2014 in June 2014. It also received IGN's Best Xbox One Game for their E3 2014 awards, while becoming runner-up for Game of Show and Best PlayStation 4 Game. The 2014 Game Critics Awards awarded Arkham Knight as the best action adventure game, while nominating it for Best Show and Best Console Game. At the 2014 Golden Joystick Awards, Arkham Knight was nominated for Most Wanted game. In December 2014, the UK publication MCV reported that Arkham Knight was the most anticipated title for the region's retailers, ahead of Halo 5 Guardians Evolve, The Order 1886, and Uncharted 4, A Thief's End. And there's references here too. And the references are 1. Wilson, Foley, March 27, 2014. Arkham Knight gives Batman an all-new foe, a bigger Gotham, and a wrecking ball of a ride. Polygon archived from the original on March 27, 2014. Retrieved March 29, 2014. 2. Batman Arkham Knight on Steam. Steam, Valve Corporation. 2015. Retrieved 5 March 2015. Batman Arkham Knight. It will be available on Steam OS and Linux in fall 2015. There's like 84 of them. 84. Number 84. Calvin Alex, December 19, 2014. Batman Arkham Knight's coming June next year. Market for home computing and video games. It's archived from the original on December 19th, 2014. Retrieved December 19th, 2014. 83. Most Wanted, Batman Arkham Knight, computer and video game. 2014. Archived from the original on August 29th, 2014. Retrieved August 29th, 2014. Number 82. Futter Mike, June 24th, 2014. E3 2014 Game Critics Awards nominations announced. Game Informer, GameStop archived from the original on June 24th, 2014. Retrieved June 24th, 2014. '81 2014 winners. Game Critics Awards archived from the original on July 1st, 2014. Retrieved July 1st, 2014. 80. IGN's Best of E3 2014 Awards. IGN June 12, 2014. Archived from the original on June 24th, 2014. Retrieved June 24th, 2014. 79. Marcheva Jeff, June 17, 2014. Game Informer's Best of E3 2014 Awards. Game Informer, GameStop archived from the original on June 17th, 2014. Retrieved June 17th, 2014. I'm done reading that, guys. That's it for that. It's too many to read. I'm not going to read them all. Don't listen to the number 1 through 84. It's just references to it. To other articles of the same game. And below says journals. Vor Brian, April 2014. The End of Arkham. Game Informer, GameStop. 252. 47 through 57. Harley Leon, April 2014. Fright Night, PlayStation Official Magazine, Future PLC. 95. Semicolon 48 through 59. External links. Official website. Batman Arkham Knight at the Internet Movie Database. That's it. I read too much. That was a 60, almost an hour long video, which is totally crazy. But that's just me. I'm a funny kind of guy. and I'm a handsome guy, and I have a great sense of humor, and I have a lovely mom and dad who take care of me every day. And I know, yeah, I'm gonna say again, I'm really excited about this game. I'm definitely doing more videos about Arkham Knight. I'll be doing a lot of discussion videos on Arkham Knight, because I'm really excited about this game, that's why. And I will have this game in my collection when it comes out on June 23rd, that is. And because I have all the other 3 Arkham games. I'm a huge fan of this Arkham series. Arkham Knight must be the best game this year. It's exciting that it's at E3 this year again, even though it was at E3 last year. I get they probably show more gameplay and walkthrough, gameplay videos like they did before. You should check out my other Arkham Knight videos on my channel as well. And sorry that phones were ringing and stuff, and I'm sorry I was coughing in the video too. I should have said something, but yeah, I hope I can finish this video right now. It's going on an hour now, and I hope you enjoyed everything I said in this video. And please rate, comment, like, favorite, subscribe, and view, thoughts, and opinions. Guys and girls, I hope you enjoyed it and liked it for your viewing pleasure. Guys and girls, and it's Aaron Lee signing off. And drink some hot chocolate, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye.